What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend. You made it to the weekend, and we are here to keep you company. Thanks, you guys, for joining us again. Before we get started, don't forget to follow us on social media. You can follow us on Twitter at @theblown_save and on Instagram, as always, at @theblown_save. Don't forget, you can also still reach out to us at theblownSavePodcast@gmail.com or head on over to any of our spots, and you can find us or in a centralized location like theblownSavePodcast.com, and it'll tell you where to go, where to find us. I mean, if you were listening, you already found us, so hey, good job. Strap in and get comfy, everybody. We got a doozy of a show today. We got some baseball to talk about. The NFL draft is happening right now as we speak. We're going to talk about the first round. It's still going right now, so we're going to get through, probably going to catch up to what's going on. So let's kick off this show with some baseball before we dive deep into the draft and see what's going on. But before we can do any of that stuff, I got to bring in the one, the only, Mr. Artie Casas. What's up, baby?
Not much, man. Just me earlier in the morning than I'd like you to be. That's about it.
You sound a little tired, puppy. Are you okay?
First day back at work, waking up at 6 a.m., back to reality.
How much do you miss teaching from home?
You know what? I really enjoyed teaching from class, from the classroom today. But it was just tiring waking up and going through all the process and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's different.
Right on. Well, welcome back to the land of the working. And we won't keep you up too late tonight. I was telling everybody it's Thursday night. We're watching the draft. We're keeping an eye on the draft, I should say. With night number one, they only do the first round. So they had some pretty good some picks going up. People getting traded away and traded up and stuff like that. So we're going to jump in some baseball first. So let's talk about some baseball and some of the things that happened over the last week or so. Ohtani went into the April 26th game as the league leader in home runs. And
tied for the league lead.
That day, he was the league leader.
Well, I don't remember him being the league leader. I remember him being tied for the league leader. I don't remember him ever being by himself.
When he went into the day, he was the league leader. Later that day, he was tied for the league lead. But he did get banged up in the beginning of the game, but helped his own cause later on with a couple runs in that same inning, which is funny. But his stat line for the game was 2 for 3 with the walks, 3 runs, and 2 RBIs, which is not terrible. But he also went 5 innings, giving up 3 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, 5 of which were consecutive, matching his career high of consecutive strikeouts. Can he keep this kind of production up, Artie? Do you think he's actually going to make it through the year?
I think he could keep up the hitting. I don't know about the pitching. I feel like he's an injury away. Like every time I see this dude play, like kind of hold my breath of like, is this dude going to get hurt type of a deal? Yeah. Like I really like him. I like the excitement he brings to baseball. I like his game. He had a huge home run against the Astros the other day. I wish you would have mentioned that. That was big, and he hit like straight away center field, lefty. Yeah. I mean, that was, you want to impress me, lefty. Like, damn, dude, that was impressed. That dude went to the big part of the field, lefty. Like, wow, that was impressive, you know?
Yeah.
So,
do you think
I think he could do the hitting for sure. I think he could get both the hitting. He's on it. He seems locked in. He seems healthy in that sense. Pitching, I mean, I haven't seen anything like spectacular out of him in terms of pitching. I mean, he's been good, but I mean, spectacular, I wouldn't say any of his outings have been spectacular, or am I wrong? Did I miss an outing?
No, I think that he's been shooting par for the course as far as the pitching goes. Right. He does have what some people in the league are calling one of the most impossible pitches to hit, which is that sinker. Or that splitter that he throws at like 95 that goes about 58 and a half feet, and then all of a sudden the bottom falls off of it and people just can't hit it. They're saying when he leaves it up, obviously people are hitting it out of the park. So it's kind of give and take, though. You know what I mean? But my question to you, Artie, do you think the Angels finally have who they thought they had 3 years ago?
Maybe not pitching wise. I think he's getting very close. I think he's there in terms of hitter. This is the best. I don't even think he's going to be able to keep up this kind of numbers hitting. I think he's hitting above what he's capable. I just think he's on a hot streak. And baseball, you've been around it long enough that, like, dude, these numbers that he has are impossible to keep up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that doesn't mean, again, 20 home runs, 290 batting average, a 70 plus RBI, 70 plus run score. That's very doable,
Yeah.
I think, anyways.
No, I
so,
mean,
and I think he could be better in pitching. I think he's going to cool off a little bit with hitting, and I think he could do better with pitching. So I would say no, he hasn't rounded out into who we all think he's going to be. I think he's going to still kind of even out. I think he's just super far on the spectrum of hitting right now, and not quite there with pitching. So I think he's gonna tail off a little bit with hitting, and then pick it up a little bit more with pitching. And you know what? Like I've pitched before in the past too. So I'll tell you what, the more you throw, the more consistent you get. You know what I'm saying? Like the more you get the feel for your pitches, the more snap you get, the rotation, stuff like that. So assuming no injury comes, obviously, but like the more you throw, the better off you're going to be. So I think he's going to get better with pitching. And again, I just think with hitting, he's hitting way above what he should be. But it's been fun to watch.
Yeah. I think he looks really locked in, like you said, as far as the hitting goes. I'm hoping that he can keep this up, when he's pitching and hitting at the same time. It'd be interesting to see. I mean, because this last game, he did give up 4 earned runs, but he did he brought in 2 of them himself, and he had 3 runs that game. So, he helped himself, even though he kind of put himself in a corner kind of thing. I know he gave 3 of those runs up in the second inning, I want to say, and in that inning he came out and he put some runs in. So, it does help him a little bit, but it's going to be interesting to see how long he can stay this way. If he stayed this way, it's a big if. But if he can stay this hot and in both aspects of the game, remember what I said before, 10 wins and 25 home runs, that might get him the MVP.
Well, he's not going to get the 10 wins at this rate, that's for sure.
That is true. And
we have got, one
the Angel,
so far?
Yeah, he's one in, 2. 2 in,
2?
Yeah, he's got 2 wins.
Oh, okay.
What was I going to say? The Angels have too many starting pitchers. I could think of one they could let go who had another terrible night the other night.
What would you say? Who was that? I have been, as we discussed a little bit off air, I haven't been keeping track, but
Quintana had a pretty forgettable outing again. He only went, I think, 3 and a third, or 3 and 2/3, somewhere like that. He got beat up, and they pulled him out. They brought in some other relievers. I was hoping they'd bring in Chris Rodriguez, but they brought in I forget the other guy's name, Myers, and he pitched like 3-4 innings. But funny thing about Rodriguez, yesterday in our fantasy baseball league that we have, I had Alex Cobb starting, and then in the 4th inning, at the end of the 4th inning, they brought in Chris Rodriguez, which I also have, and he pitched all the way to the 9th inning, and in the 9th inning, they brought in Raisel Iglesias. So I had a 3 pitchers pitch the same game, so it kind of helped me out a little bit. So I'm looking at cruising into a 3-1 record here. I'm at 2-1 right now, so we'll have to wait and see.
So I'm looking at his numbers. He's where he probably should be. He's hitting 284, which I think he's going to be a 280, 290 hitter.
Right.
So he's not hitting a ton. He is hitting for a ton of pop right now, which I actually think he's very capable of as well, too. He's got 6 doubles and 7 home runs and 2 triples, which is crazy,
Yeah.
He runs well for a big dude. He runs very well. He's even already got 3 steals, man.
Yeah.
Strikes out a lot.
He did he had his the fastest home run trot ever seen, 14 seconds from home to home after he hit a home run. I don't think he knew that he was going to hit it out until he was
14 seconds home to home, bro.
Huh?
Did you say 14 seconds home to home?
That's what they were saying on the thing. 14 seconds.
That's impossible.
He was sprinting.
Impossible. 14 seconds home to home.
That's what they were saying.
No way. Yeah, check your facts, man. Check those Twitter handles, Brent. We talked about this.
I was watching the game when they were talking about it.
Yeah, you're watching the Angels broadcast. 14 seconds, Brent. Are you hearing what you're saying? You're telling me that dude went. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. 4 lines, 4, 6. He went 4.5 seconds each line.
Let's see here. What do we got here?
Isn't elite running down the line? Isn't elite 3.6, I believe, seconds? So you tell me this dude was beyond elite around the bases?
Hey, I'm just saying what they said. I actually have a soundbite for it right here. Hold on.
If it's an Angels broadcast, I don't trust it. If it's a non-Angels broadcast, I'll believe it.
Swing and a drive out.
Angels won.
Hold on.
Sorry,
well struck. Straw running out of room. He leaps and it's gone.
Let me put no Angels broadcast on here.
Shohei legging it around the pillows.
Yeah, man, 14 seconds and four lines.
He wasn't taking anything for granted.
I mean, man, I could be wrong, but geez, that's 3.5. That's 3.5.
He was rounding. He was rounding third base when they finally told him, "Hey, you hit a home run."
Oh, I don't deny you. I saw that. But we're talking 3.5 seconds a line, bro.
Hey,
a line. And he has to turn.
What they said.
I'm just telling you that they're full of shit because they're the Angels broadcast.
I can hear my dad laughing right now as soon as you said that.
Brent, 3.5 seconds. I believe elite speed down the line is 3.6. I believe. I could be wrong. This is just off the top of my head. I'm not even going to Google you right now. But let me tell you, 3.5 seconds a line, bro. That's home first to second, second, third. And he did 3.5 each. That's an average. Yeah, man. Not buying, bro. Not buying. Sorry.
Not buying? I'm selling you.
No, I do believe he had the faster Trotter on the bases this season. Hands down. Maybe even last year, too. I believe that. Because I saw the home run he hit. He thought it hit like the line or something that came back in play.
It bounced off the wall, but in over there in Houston, they have that, they have that brick wall in left center field.
Yeah.
It hit that brick wall above the yellow line, but he didn't know. He just saw the ball bouncing back, so he was just hauling ass. When he turned,
that's 400 feet away, like that dude can't see.
When he got around third base, Butterfield's like telling him, like, "Hey, bro, slow the fuck down."
Right. You're running 3.5 seconds around the base.
Exactly.
He's fine.
You're too fast,
You're
bro.
going to hurt yourself.
Too fast. Too fast.
Yeah.
Speaking of making things heat up, the Dodgers and Padres keep heating the hell up, dude. Did you see this? Kershaw was on the bump and throwing to Profar. Profar was called out on a strike 3. Profar came back and said no, it was catcher's interference. In the replay, you can actually see that Profar did swing very late, but his bat did touch the catcher's glove. So the rule states, by letter of the law, it says the batter is awarded first base if the catcher or any other fielder, which I would love to dive into that here in a second, interferes with him at any point during the pitch. It eventually was a moot point because Kershaw threw the next guy out. No harm, no foul. What are your thoughts on that call? I don't know if you saw that call or if you caught like the highlights of it, whatever. I was able to see the replay, and it does look like he swung really late and he swung really like back when he was doing it. It looked like he almost intentionally did it, and he was at first base going like, no, I didn't try to do that. I didn't try to do that. Eventually, the umpires gave him the bag. Artie, what do you think about that, man?
I did see that play 2 weeks ago, sir. It wasn't this past weekend. It was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, whatever.
At San Diego. I did see it. I know what it is. As soon as you make contact with the catcher's glove, no matter what it is catcher's interference. And I was seeing a breakdown on Baseball Tonight. No, not Baseball Tonight. MLB Network. And they were just saying it's one of those silly rules that just needs to go. If they want to advance with the game, like, what is the catcher supposed to do, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, Profar swung late. You know, that style of baseball is gone where people are trying to hit the catcher's glove. There's no need for that. That's just it's like a gimmick play type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's a rule that just needs to be eliminated or not altered. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you there. Or at least, do you think you could do that and make it, or like more finely define? Like if the ball has already passed into the catcher's glove, and the batter then swings and hits the catcher's glove, it should still not be interference. At that point, it should be whatever it be, a ball or a strike at that point.
Right.
I think there needs to be a little more clarity, but I do agree with you that maybe just get rid of it at that point.
Right. So, yeah, I think they need to get rid of it or at least switch it up a little bit because I think they need to get to the point where if the ball crosses the plate and the catcher has it in his possession, it should not be catcher's interference. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, if the catcher reaches out, and it should be easily a reviewable play for the umpire, right?
Yeah.
So if the catcher reaches out and the ball is still, like, let's say on the plate and he catches it and they make interference, then it should be, catches interference because he's still basically – if it still hasn't crossed the plate, that should be an opportunity for the hitter to hit the ball, no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if it crosses the plate, if it breaks the back end, the point of the back end of the plate, that's it, man. Why should the hitter be allowed to still, make some kind of contact with the catcher's glove? It's beyond the point of hitting the ball.
Interesting. I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you there because, like you said, if it already crosses the plate, then it is either a ball or a strike. It is what it is. You can't call catcher's interference. But if it's still crossing the plate, and with replay, allowing replay to do that, you will be able to see where the ball is when the bat touches the glove, right? So I'm down with it. Let's fix the rule because, granted, like I said, no harm, no foul because, Kershaw got the next guy out, but there was a little shit talking back and forth. And that's not the only thing that's been happening as far as with the Dodgers and the Padres. What was it? Nomar Garcia Parra. Fucking what's his name for the face of baseball now, quote unquote, Tatis. That they caught Tatis on the replay, kind of taking a peek down to see, trying to see whether a sign or where he's lined up. How do you feel about that?
So that I have a problem with. And he's one of my favorite players to watch. Let me tell you. But that I have a problem with. I was talking with my buddies Joe and George, bro. That dude is getting nailed the very next night. If it were me, that fool gets nailed for doing that shit. Okay, he taunted. Not only did he peak, then the very next pitch or the next within that bat, he hit a home run off of a slider. I don't know if you saw it, bro.
Yeah,
that slider was a hell of a slider. It was off the plate, Brent. Off the plate, a slider. You only have a shot to hit a slider off the plate if you kind of have an idea that's coming. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And to me, that dude clearly knew it was coming. Is it still easy to hit that slider? No. And that's what makes it twice as impressive that he still hit that slider that was off the plate, dude. It wasn't even a strike for a home run.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, okay, this is why it is kind of one of those things where it's frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? Because before that, Bauer was telling, saying that he's like, hey, man, I'm all for it, celebrating. He got me, I got him, blah, blah, blah. Hitters like to do that. It's harder to hit a baseball than it is to get guys out, because if you're successful only 3 out of 10 times. That means you still fail 7 out of 10, you know what I'm saying? And the pitcher, again, it's getting you 7 out of 10 times. He's going to win more times than not. And so my hats were kind of off to that, in terms of Bauer. And that's another thing. Yeah, it was sportsmanship. I was like, man, Bauer is better than I am with regards to that. Because here's the thing. I don't mind you celebrating home runs. Where I have problems is the taunting. You're purposely taunting a player. So, he was doing the, only looking with one eye type of thing. Or, the Bauer swagger type of thing, those are literally taunting. It's not like it's not like Bauer is taunting him with something he does. He's just doing his own thing to celebrate. Well, yeah, that's not a problem when, I think Tatis likes to do the Euro step when he's about to touch third base. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. All right, go for it. That's your own thing. I don't see a point of it with all that, but I understand it, you know what I'm saying? The celebration, everything's just become oh man, it's a big deal to hit a home run, that blah, 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 right? But the taunting's where I have an issue. And now that dude was peaking, that was a bigger issue too,
Yeah. Do you think there should be a punishment or something you can go back and be what do they call it? I don't know. Almost like the interference call. You go back and go, hey man, look, go take a look. He peaked. That should be an automatic, out or something like that. But, what do you think that kind of situation? Because it's not really a rule that you can't do it. It's more one of those unwritten rules. But it's one of those very cheap rules that you're like, come on, bro. You're really going to do that?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what to say with that, man. Like I just don't know what to say with that. Like what the punishment should be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like the punishment should fit the crime.
Yeah.
What the punishment is, I just don't know. I would not know.
Him peeking back there, give him an out. Umpire could call it right there. Like, hey, like what are you doing, dude? Get the fuck out of here. You're done. Sit down.
I mean, but how are you gonna? But a lot of these times, these things are found out after. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe a fine. I mean, $5,000 to these guys isn't nothing.
But if it's not a real rule, you can't find somebody for something that's not an actual rule.
Make it a rule.
Yeah, you would have to, and then now you got to get the players' union to kind of agree with something like that, because that's a lot of things. These unions protect players, and that's what was happening with the cheating scandal. Like that the union was going to protect the players, even though they cheated, they were still going to protect them in terms of like, well, you can't do this because it's in our contract and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like all the same dumb stuff that I see as a teacher, where like you hear teachers just like playing the loopholes, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, man, like, yeah, you're right, but that's not a very classy way to handle that or that type of stuff,
Yeah. I'm with you there. It would be hard to kind of, police that, but bad on Tatis. Like, I think a lot of people look up to him. A lot of kids right now look up to him. He is one of the faces of baseball right now, if not, the face of baseball. And I say that with my, through my teeth or whatever, just because I think Trout's still the man. But he
is, but he's just not the face of baseball. Look, Brent. I mean, in all reality, Brent,
he's not
until you give me a chance to talk. Because remember, you go, I go, we go, I go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Until they win more games, he's not going to become the face of baseball. He's the guy. He's like, there's no doubt. Like he's the guy everybody talks about. Everybody likes. So he's not doing anything wrong to hurt his team. His team is just not built to win yet. I feel like they're getting closer, man, but they really need to figure something out with that pitching. I feel like I don't think free agency is going to be the way for the Angels in terms of signing pitching. I feel like they're going to have to trade for pitching or really do a better job of scouting for pitching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I just don't think free pitchers are going to sign with the Angels we've seen, just because they have the money, and why aren't guys coming? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand why Trevor Bauer didn't go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just so... And if guys don't want to, like, go on their own, then you're going to have to trade for them. Say, well, like, a huevo, now you're here. Like...
Could have done things the easy way, but no.
Yeah. But instead, we had to trade for your ass, and you here now. So, I mean, that's my thing. And again, nobody denies that. I don't know that Tatis is the face of baseball either, but... pretty damn close. I kind of feel like Mookie is kind of taking that spot right now because he's winning and stuff like that. Uh-huh. And I mean, damn, dude, he has the credentials. He has an MVP. He has 2 World Series rings now. He's got a couple Gold Gloves, couple Silver Sluggers. Like I don't know. I feel like all 3 of them could be like the face of baseball. Like I don't think like there's one dominant guy like when there was when Griffey was around, or you know what I'm saying. Like I don't know. But, yeah, I just really think that if we want a solo number 1 kind of guy, it's going to be Trout, but you need to get a team that at least gives them a chance to make the playoffs,
Yeah. And, I mean, we've said it till we're blue in the face here. Pitching's the only way they're going to get there, and that's the one thing they keep not getting. So,
right.
It's frustrating and annoying all at the same time.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there for sure.
Speaking of Griffey, dude, that was an excellent segue without even trying, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Nike's going to honor Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. with new Air Force One lows, man. I actually put a picture of it on the thing. They look pretty cool with the baseball, the seams and stuff like that. They have both the numbers on them. It says Junior and Senior over the swoosh on the back. I don't know about these sneakerheads, but I like them. I ain't gonna lie.
They're
what?
Interesting. I wouldn't buy them, but I mean, they're interesting. I'm not much of a sneaker person. I mean, I have what I want, but that's about it. I don't go buy a whole bunch. They look cool. I wouldn't buy them or anything. Will you buy them?
I'm not gonna buy them. I'm not a sneakerhead. Like, I really don't care. I think it's a cool thing to honor Griffey, the Griffies. I should say. And I think it looks pretty cool from the back, at least. That's the only picture I saw. You can kind of see that their numbers are on the outsides, but I mean, it's like, it's cool. Like, hey, nice job, whatever. I'm not buying him. Somebody's gonna buy him out there. Some crazy sneakerheads are gonna buy him and sell him for like $1 million. So it is what it is.
Okay, all right.
Here's a big one I wanted to ask you about. I was actually waiting all week to talk to you about this. Madison Bumgarner, the Mad Bum, threw an unofficial no-hitter. He threw 7 innings, a 7-inning no-no, I should say, against the Atlanta Braves. MLB says it isn't official because it wasn't a 9-inning game. Bumgarner replied, "Hey, I'm not in control of how many innings we're playing," and he added that it is a no-hitter. If not a no-hitter, if not a no-hitter by the rules, it does qualify for a no-no in the spirit of the game. Now, because MLB changed the rules and doubleheaders have to be 7, or they're only 7 innings. I mean, obviously, if you go into extras, it becomes 8, 9, and go on from there. But he didn't have to. Do you think he should be credited with a no-no, or do you think it should just, whatever? It's unofficial, whatever. Have a nice day. Bye.
An interesting take. I think it should be credited as a 7-inning no-hitter, where literally the label says 7-inning no-hitter. And I think that's what it is, because it's not his fault that's what baseball stated it as. You know what I'm saying? Like, that dude no-hit the team for what was possible. And that's me not even liking that dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that guy. Yeah. I'm not a fan of him. But, I mean, it is what it is. Like, he threw a no-hitter for 7 innings, the duration of the game. So I'm with him on that, with that regard,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, for sure. I'm with you on that one.
Right on. So, Mad Bum, we don't like you. I'm not a fan. Artie's definitely not a fan, but we're going to tell you, hey, you should get a little annotation somewhere saying, hey, you threw a no-hitter, but it was a 7-inning game. But, obviously it was a complete game because that's what the rules say it is. So congratulations on your 7-inning no-hitter. Would he have gone the other 2 innings? Who knows? Not us, because the game's over.
Right.
Let's see. The Oakland A's were on a hot streak after starting 1-7. They rattled off 13 straight wins before finally getting stopped by the Orioles, of all people, in an 8-1 loss. People were talking and reminiscing about the 20-game win streak the A's had back in 2002, which is a part of the movie Moneyball, which we've talked about once, twice, 3 times a lady here. While this streak was going, hats off to them to show that they can go out there and get hot really quick and do that, man. Like, that was very impressive that they came out. It was 1-7. Everybody was like, "Whoa, what happened?" And all of a sudden, they hit the switch, man, and boom.
I feel like those dudes go on those kind of runs, though, don't you? Like, I feel like every year they have some kind of run like that. Like, it's starting to become the norm. Yeah, they're just kind of streaky. They put it together. They're a small ball kind of team, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That with the little power ball, I don't know, man. So, yeah, dude, they're impressive.
Right on. The extra inning rule is going away, so that's something. Like the batter on second base. At least in the Pioneer League, the rookie league ball, they are getting rid of the extra innings rule and replacing it with a home run derby to settle ties. So far, this change is being met with a lot of positive reviews as well as people hating this move. Artie, what are your thoughts on the switch by the Pioneer League going from the extra inning rule where you have a man on second base to start the inning, going to a home run derby?
No, not the home run derby. That's because what if they just, one team has a Giancarlo Stanton, bro. Come on, that's, and then we got what? Let's think of a weak ass team, maybe like the Marlins,
Yeah.
A team that doesn't hit a lot of home runs. Like, who's he going to get out there and be the home run fucking derby guy? Yeah, I say no, man. Hard pass on that.
Hard pass. That's a hard no. That's a hard no from him, dog.
Yeah, hard pass. I mean, it'd be fun to see, but no, man. I barely could live with a runner at second,
You're barely getting through life right now with that?
Yeah, I do think it's a good thing because they speed up the game. So I'm like, all right, that's fine,
Right.
Like some of these extra inning ones are just brutal,
Yeah. I mean, it's always fun when it works in your favor, that extra inning rule. It just sucks sometimes when you're on the back end of that, and it's like, shit.
Well, it's not like both teams don't get a shot.
This is true. This is just like college football.
Yeah. Teams get at least a shot, so that's on you. If you don't want to bunt them over and get them in, then that's your problem, you know?
Yeah, true that. Truer words have never been spoken than what you just said right now.
But it'd still be fun to watch. I'd like to see it in the minor leagues. You know, that'd be cool.
That'd be very interesting to see.
That'd be a way to get like fans into those games. You know, because they're always struggling to get fans into the games. So
yeah, that'd be a cool way to be like, hey, if it ends in a tie, guess what? Home run derby.
Yeah,
it'd
be cool for sure.
Throw like a gold ball in there. If you catch the gold ball, you win like a jersey or some shit. That'd be pretty dope.
The only way they're going to catch is a foul ball because in the minors there's nobody in what you call territory. Yeah, in the outfield.
Oh, damn. Well, never mind. Oh, speaking
as far as I know, I've never seen one. Anyways, they're usually like, you know, all the advertisements are out there, and they're like, yeah. I mean, I've been to a couple. I think I've been to 4 stadiums, minor league stadiums. I've never seen one, and then when I see them on TV, I've never seen any in the outfield.
Mm-hmm. If you guys know, shoot us a message and let us know if we're right or wrong or what's going on with the minor league parks. Speaking of going to a park, I actually scored some Angels-Dodgers tickets at Angel Stadium for Mother's Day on the 9th. So
I'm expecting.
Are you expecting what?
A ticket.
You know what? You are on the short list for that, by the way. Right. For you and Maria. I was gonna hit you up. I'll talk to you after the show, see if you guys would be free.
Take Maria. It's all right. If it's only one ticket, we don't need to take Maria.
It is 2 tickets actually. I had to buy a group of 4. I tried to buy a group of 6 to be able to take all the kids with us, but unfortunately, we had to buy a group of 4. So. Not too bad.
We could carry Ben, you know, in, not a problem, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll be in Angel Red since it's his first game. He'll be wearing Angels colors.
God, for a kid. We're going to make sure we have the Dodger cross on.
We'll put the Dodger cross on him, but he'll be wearing red. No worries there. We'll talk about that later, though. Here's my last subject for baseball before we get into some football. Finally, the MLB slow stars who've started very slow. This is what people are talking about. These guys, you got to start hitting the panic button. Like, hey, what is going out? Of these players, I'm going to name here in a few. Who do you think is on a downward spiral that needs to go reassess their lives, and who do you think is on the brink of breaking out of that? Does that sound fair for you?
Sounds very fair.
All right, so the first one on that list is first baseman for St. Louis, Mr. Paul Goldschmidt. He isn't. He came into the year last year. He had a 293 batting average, which is very respectable. You know what I mean?
Right.
Currently, he has a 234 with a 280 on base and a 372 slugging. So, not great numbers. He's got a negative .03 WAR, so it's like 100 plate appearances. He's got 3 home runs, 1 stolen base in those 23 games. Do you think he's this is a panic, high, low, medium? Where do you think we're at with Goldschmidt right now?
I think Goldie's fine, dude. I think he'll bounce back in the long term.
So it's a low alarm. It's 1 alarm chili kind of style. Yeah.
I don't know. Not I wouldn't even call him an alarm. I have him in a fantasy team. I'm not worried about him. No. He's a pretty consistent dude. He'll be 290s, close to 30 home runs, close to 100 RBIs, close to 100 runs scored, and double-digit steals, like 10 to 15.
Right on. I'm down with it. Let's hopefully he does, and we don't have to hit the panic button for him. Next up on the list, was somebody we were talking about the other day, is Mr. Francisco Lindor, the new Mets over there. Over the last 19 games, 83 plate appearances, he's got 1 home run. He's batting .203 with a .317 OBP on base and .261 slugging. So, I mean, they expected him. He was hitting high 20 home runs. He hit 30 home runs 3 different times. What do you think about? Are we panicking on Lindor? I know the Mets fans are getting kind of antsy about it, But,
because they wanted to know how to start. But poor guy, that's kind of how that goes when you sign with a new team or get traded or whatever happened with him. But did he get traded? He got traded, right?
Yeah. Got traded.
Same thing. You always press when you're first starting, and then you're just like, forget it. I'm just going to play my game, and then all of a sudden your game comes to you. Same thing. He's too young, too talented to not have a good bounce back season. Another candidate I'm not worried about at all.
Right on. So you'd say a low panic on this one?
I would say no panic.
No panic. There we go, guys. Metropolitan fans, calm the fuck down. That's gonna be okay. He's gonna come around. I actually have him on our league. I have him.
Nice.
Speaking of guys, I have on my league, and somebody we got to talk about apparently is left fielder for Atlanta, Mr. Marcel Ozuna. With 104 plate appearances, he's only got 2 home runs. He's averaging 187 murder, death, and kill right there. With a 288 on base and a 264 slugging. What happened to this motherfucker? Oh, my God. He was one of the best hitters in the National League, ultimately finishing last year with a 338 average, 431 on base, and a 636 slugging. Oh, my God, how the mighty have fallen, man. Panic? No panic? Like, what are we looking at here, bud?
Maybe he's an every other year type of player. Because last year he did great. And then the year before, I believe he struggled over with St. Louis. And then the year before that, again, he was great with Miami. So I feel like he might be every other year. And he just got paid. So that might have something to do with it. I wouldn't expect a monster year from him, but I would expect like a solid year. Like I feel like he'll figure it out, you know?
Yeah. Interesting. They're saying right here it's a medium panic button, almost getting it ready.
Yeah, for sure. Medium panic.
We're going back to New York. Shortstop Glaybear Torres right now with 98 plate appearances. He's got 0 goose egg home runs, 1 stolen base, a 233 average with a 327 OBP, and a 274 slugging. Last year he was doing a little better than this. What was it? Twice in the All-Star, ultimately set the record for middle infielders by blasting 62 home runs. Like, he was looking unstoppable.
What? Say those stats again?
Okay, in his first 2 seasons with New York, Glaybear twice was an All-Star and ultimately set the record for middle infielders by hitting 62 home runs.
In 2 seasons.
Yes.
I don't think that don't sound right.
That's what it says here.
Maybe a Yankees record?
Maybe a Yankees record, possibly.
Yeah, I don't see. A-Rod had fucking like back-to-back 40 home run seasons. That's 80 right there.
Yeah.
And he was a shortstop with the Rangers. In fact, he had 50 in something. So all he would have to do is hit like fucking 15. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that don't sound right.
He's on one of his longest home run droughts of any hitter without a home run in 2021. So
yeah, so he's definitely, for me, he's gotten to the point where he's a panic button kind of player, because I remember last year Carlos Beltran's niece was calling him out as a dude that was cheating and was getting signs, and they're like, and she said something like, watch his leg, like if you don't think other players are cheating, watch this dude's leg, and all of a sudden you're going to change your mind, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of noticed that, right? I was like, okay, I'm going to check this dude. And if this dude doesn't have bounce back year, because now everybody's checking to see if they're cheating or not, right?
Right.
If he doesn't have another good year, then there's something to it. And let me tell you, he hit 2 home runs last year. The whole season, he had 2 home runs. So I was like, okay, Evan likes to, he's a Yankees fan. So, of course, he's going to defend him for everything. He's like, he came in out of shape and blah, blah, blah. And what's the old cliche that you said, Brent? But this year came in the best shape of his life and blah blah blah, right?
Of his career.
Yeah, so I am medium panic for sure on this guy. Like, no doubt, man. I am medium panic on this dude. Yeah, medium panic. I'm definitely worried about this dude. I think he might have been a dude that was cheating. I mean, what? There's no other reason. He's got the talent there. He's just not producing. He's got a short ass field. What's the reasoning?
Yeah, true. Very, very true.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'd love to get Evan's thoughts on that too.
He's gonna get the homer bias on that, you know.
He's gonna be right. He's in the best shape of his career.
best shape
ever. Look, he showed up 20 pounds lighter.
Yeah. Does that help your batting average?
Yeah, right here, these guys, the pros are saying panic meter high. This guy is in trouble. Somebody get him the what was that? The one movie? Was it The Natural? No, what was it? Where they had the Slump Buster? You know what I'm talking about?
It was in Bull Durham?
Bull Durham, that's the one. They needed to go get a little something, get him out of that funk. He got the yips, right. Guys. He's got the yips.
Yeah, man. I would be panicked on him. I would be panicked.
All right, next up is Luis Castillo for the Cincinnati Reds, starting pitcher in 5 games. He's pitched 24 and a third innings. He's allowed 32 hits, 5 home runs. He's only had 19 strikeouts, 7 walks, and he's sporting a 6.29 ERA. I mean, last year he ripped up in a 3.12 ERA with 89 strikeouts over 70 innings. So, I mean, it's not looking great for him. Do you think we're hitting panic button on Mr. Luis Castillo?
No, I think he's too young and talented. I think he's going to be good. I just think he's a streaky pitcher, and I think that's going to be his MO now, man. Like, I just don't think he's ever going to be that dude that everybody really wants him to be, the dominant guy. He's just going to be a streaky guy, you know?
Yeah.
And he's going to look like the best pitcher in baseball at times, and he's going to look like the worst pitcher in baseball sometimes. So, yeah, I mean, he is who he is, you know, like that's
who they thought he was.
Yeah, so I would not put him at panic nor nothing. I'd just be like, well, that's just who he is, you know.
Yeah, right on. From one pitcher to another, Mr. Lucas Giolito. We talked about him earlier in the year. 5 games, 25 and a third innings pitched, 22 hits, 5 home runs, 33 Ks. That's a little bit better. 10 walks, but still sporting a 5.68 ERA. I mean, we were talking about him being a what is it? Buy low, sell high, Cy Young guy.
I don't know, man. I was never that impressed with him. I was a little surprised that people don't hit him more. And maybe it's just coming. Maybe there's a book on him now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a book on him now. So all I could say is I wouldn't want him on my fantasy team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think he's a bad pitcher. I wouldn't mind him. I don't know. I like the pitchers we have more than him, to be honest. I mean, yeah, Dustin May's nasty. I think Urias is going to come. He's coming into his own. Like, yeah, man. Our starters, I don't think there's too many guys out there that I would trade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Right on. From speaking of your guys, actually a former year guy, Mr. Kenta Maeda for the Minnesota Twins. He's got 5 games in. 23 and a third innings pitched, 36 hits, 7 home runs, 20 Ks, 5 walks, and sporting a 6.56 ERA. You know, where do you think he's at? Do you think he's a high panic right now or what?
A dude that I've never been like terribly fond of, you know, where I was just always like, man, I think he's overvalued and he's a streaky dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think he's a streaky dude that I'm just not that impressed with. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not that impressed with. I don't understand how he gets some of these numbers. He has a big pitch mix, I guess. I don't know what gets him there, but I've never been too impressed with him. And even with the Dodgers, he was just a streaky pitcher. So I mean, I'm a sell on that dude. Like I know you talk about panic meters, but it's more like for me, it's like sell or buy. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this the dude that sell, buy, or keep? You know, like if I could, I'll sell this dude. I'm not buying him, and I'm not keeping him. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I'll sell that dude.
Right on. We got one more guy here on the list, and relief pitcher, right-handed pitcher, Devin Williams of the Milwaukee Brewers. 9 games, 8.8 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 of them being home runs, 13 strikeouts, 7 walks, 5.19 ERA. Somebody that was like he's the reigning rookie of the year, no?
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, man. He doesn't look great right now, man. What do you think? What's your take on Williams?
I'm keeping him, But I am on the low panic, and I'll tell you that because, again, he was a rookie last year. There was no book. Now maybe there's a book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He throws that nasty changeup of a screwball type of pitch, but maybe dudes are sitting on it and they're like, all right, well, let's just get a wiffle ball and practice with that because we might see this dude. You know?
That'd be interesting to see some of the players practicing with wiffle balls to go face him on a game.
So I don't know what it is, but I would keep him. I would keep him for sure, but I'd be on the nervous end of it, no doubt.
Might be biting your nails a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, well, if anybody in our league wants to trade him to me for something cheap, I'll take him. The up end on this is huge. All right, man. We're gonna take a quick break, real quick, and then we're gonna get into the NFL draft. Talk about some of the picks that came in. Some of the picks that I saw that were interesting. Some of the picks that came from my team, which would be interesting to kind of go over.
I didn't know you had a team.
Oh, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
A word from our sponsors.
All right, guys, and we are back. I hope you guys enjoyed Thursday night, the NFL draft. I could have sworn it was supposed to be Friday night, but I mean, hell,
one of my students told me it was today, so that's the only reason I knew it was today.
I could have sworn it was Friday nights, and then Saturday was rounds 2, 3, and 4, and then Sunday 5 and 6. I think it was 5, 6, 7, whatever it is. However many rounds it is, 92. 52. Oh, 7 rounds. So, yeah, Friday, and then Saturdays, and then Sunday. Yeah. I could have sworn it was Friday, and then 2, 3, and 4, Saturday, 5, 6, and 7 on Sunday. But whatever. I digress. Here we are. First round reactions. Jacksonville Jaguars take Trevor Lawrence. That is absolutely no surprise. The team needed, the entire team. But they did get their cornerstone quarterback that's there to lead them into the future. I mean, we all know that Trevor Lawrence is good. He did amazing in college. He was the overall no-brainer number 1 pick. What do you expect out of him coming out of being an overall number 1 overall pick? Obviously, getting the green light to start immediately. What do you expect out of him during his first season, Artie?
I expect a lot of growing pains. I expect, 20-something TDs and double-digit fucking interceptions as well, too.
Do you think he's in line for Rookie of the Year?
I don't see why not, man. I mean, he's the dude that's going to be at the forefront of his offensive squad, so that's usually a good sign right there.
Right on. Do you think they let him sit for a little bit to watch somebody else do some things, maybe mentored a little bit? Or do you think he's good enough already to go ahead and just start right away?
I think he's good enough to start right away, but I just think he's going to struggle. Like most rookies, he'll have his moments and stuff like that, But, yeah, I don't think they drafted him to sit him, And the NFL's kind of really gone away from that in terms of drafting dudes to sit them,
I got you.
So I don't see it. I mean,
all right. Right on. I can't wait to see what he does.
What do you think?
There's a lot of hype coming around him. I didn't really watch him in college.
Yeah, he's good. He's a professional quarterback. He's what you would call a pocket passer.
That's all I've heard about him.
I think of like Andrew Luck, man.
That's what I was told. He's more like Andrew Luck. He's a big quarterback who is the most complete NFL-ready quarterback in this whole list.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, obviously, that's why he went number 1. If not, it would have been the next guy, Zack Wilson, quarterback of BYU, went to the New York Jets. The Jets need a whole lot of stuff, and I think they could have, hung on to Sam Darnold a little bit and then figured something else out, or I forget. Whatever. They need a whole team as well. Like, honestly, the Jaguars are a couple pieces away from being competitive. The Jets just need to wipe everything off and start all over from the beginning.
Yeah, the Jets' biggest problem is the GM. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
don't know if that dude's still there or what, but he's bad news.
How many top 5 players how many top 5 quarterbacks I'll throw that out there, are going to go to the Jets to fail, and then they're going to waste somebody else's, prime years and potential. And here goes another quarterback, the number 2 overall quarterback in the draft, right there, Zack Wilson. Good luck, buddy. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, I think Sam Darnold's overrated, if you ask me, or whatever I earned up. What is Sam, right?
Sam Darnold, yeah.
Yeah. I've always thought he was overrated, even with USC and all that stuff. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I just think he's overrated.
I could see that. I mean, I'm a USC fan right here, watched him play a few games. He's a very efficient game manager. But for what the Jets needed, he wasn't the guy. Maybe Zack Wilson's the guy, but even then, you don't have the support staff there to help these guys succeed. You know what I mean? I'm grateful that Trevor Lawrence at least went to the Jaguars and not the Jets. If I could be grateful for something. And then out of nowhere, the San Francisco 49ers traded up and got Trey Lance, quarterback, from I forget where he was from, but he was the number 3 quarterback on the list. 3 quarterbacks went 1, 2, and 3. Were the top 3 quarterbacks on the list right here on the draft boards. We were talking about this in our text thread with Mr. Platano himself. The Jimmy Garoppolo days are numbered, sir. How long do you think Garoppolo stays there, or do you think they trade him out, or do you think they cut him, or do you think Garoppolo says, hey, send me somewhere else where I'm going to matter?
He's not going to matter anywhere, man. He just cashed in on a very good team. He's a system quarterback over there with New England. I don't think he was ever that good. As soon as the Niners signed him, I was like, oh, good Lord. They just got robbed. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was stupid.
They got robbed with facing right in front of them and handing over the wallets and the keys and the.
They really did. They bought the hype. They drank the juice, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
They got robbed, in my opinion, and he is who I thought he was. I think he's a good backup quarterback. He's a good veteran to mentor the young dude. It's who he's gonna be. Evan was talking about it's a structured deal so that we can get rid of him and blah, blah, blah. All I heard was, I'm a homer. So I don't, it reminds me of kind of, not to not fun or whatever, but a comparison of the Angels, when they had to eat some of that big ass contract of Josh Hamilton and the other dudes there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it kind of reminds me of, man, they overpaid for a dude that really, Josh Hamilton was obviously really good, but he just fell back into that life, that he couldn't do it. Yeah. And Jimmy G was solid, but then he got hurt and never really recovered again, Yeah. So, yeah, man. So, I don't know what that contract's like, so I don't know what's going to happen,
Jimmy G's world is long. Contract is about to be nitpicked to get him away from there. Yeah. Do you think? I'm going to ask a question again, just because anytime a quarterback comes in, a rookie quarterback to a team that's the Niners had a really good defense there. If they were being able to stay healthy, they might have been able to be competitive at the least.
Even offenses, I think they were a quarterback away from being really legit. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly. Do you think and we said this before, but do you think he sits there for a little bit and goes, hey, man, you need to learn from Garoppolo for a little bit, and then, or do you think?
I think that one's going to be a quarterback competition. I don't think that dude's going into a spot where hey, you're the quarterback from day one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hey, you two are going to fight for who the quarterback's going to be, because 1, we paid your ass. 2, we drafted your ass. So
somebody's doing something. God damn it.
Yeah. So I think that's a quarterback competition. And I think that one's a good quarterback competition to be in, because in some ways, I kind of hope that the youngster doesn't get rushed into something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm with you there, man. I hope anybody that comes in out of college, I hope that for the best of them, as long as they don't play for the Eagles, the Giants, or the Washington football team, I wish them all the best. You know what I mean? Anybody that goes to those other 3 teams, I really don't care what you do. I hope you fail. But you're getting paid, so it is what it is.
That's just dumb. I can understand one team, but not all of them.
Come on. They're all in my division. They can kiss my ass.
You play football?
Yes.
No, you don't.
I play for the Dallas Cowboys. That's my quarterback. Let's see. Number 4, the Atlanta Falcons picked up tight end Kyle Pitts, another offensive weapon down there to have. Do you think that's going to help them succeed there?
I have no idea who that dude is, to be
Neither
honest.
do I. He's a tight end. He was the number 1 tight end off the board, I'll tell you that much.
All right. I mean, they needed a tight end. You know, they didn't have one. All they had was blocking tight ends. They didn't have really receiving tight ends. So, I mean, I guess good for them.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah,
you know, like
he'll be running routes over there with Julio Jones if he doesn't figure out a way to get out of there.
Wait. What team did we say?
The Falcons.
Oh yeah. The Falcons needed it because I think they were short of tight ends last year, right? I was thinking North Carolina, the Panthers. I don't know why.
Oh no.
Well, yeah, I don't remember who the hell they had. But there isn't Julio Jones that people talking about that they're trying to. Teams have been asking about him.
The teams have been asking about him because I think he's getting a little tired of being over there. But
I just think he wants to contend for a Super Bowl. You know, I think he sees his window of being like an elite receiver closing. Like, he's still an elite receiver for what, maybe a year, 2 or 3 left?
Maybe 3, 1 or 2 for sure. 3 maybe.
Right? Because, I mean, his window's closing, bro. So, I mean, go join Tom Brady. You know, gives you a chance there.
They're taking everybody.
Right?
Let's see. What's up?
It's hard to bet against that fool, right? I mean,
he beat the odds. Let's just say it that way.
Yeah. 1 year, I was like, man, I could see 2, but geez, 1 year came in and just, geez, what can we say, you know?
Dominated.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. Let's see. The Bengals got Jamar Chase, which is a wide receiver, one of the top wide receivers in the bunch. I think the Bengals need a little more than a wide receiver. I think they could have gone a little bit better with the offensive line, but you know that's me. The Bengals haven't looked pretty for a while now. What do you think?
Yeah. Don't know nothing about those players, to be honest.
I'm saying, what do you think about the Bengals picking up a receiver more to kind of help? Who's the quarterback they have over there? I forget his name.
He got hurt. He tore his ACL. He was the number 1 pick the year before. He was doing real good when healthy. Joe Burrow?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is he going to be back to start the year?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about his injury or what's going on. Maybe because I don't really look for the Cincinnati guys, but it would be interesting to see if he comes back. Now he has a weapon to utilize, I should say. Do you think if he comes back healthy, if he comes back healthy, like you said, he was doing really well before he got hurt. I mean, this could help him get through the division.
Yeah, I agree. I think very possible. They need more weapons, man. They're pretty running back heavy over there. They had some pretty good running backs with Mixon and then Bernard and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But they needed Green wasn't the dude no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's it. It was time to turn it over to a new elite receiver. You know. And you want to go match youth with youth, like give a dude that's going to be there for a few years with a dude that's going to be there for a few years, you know?
I got you there. Give a young guy, another young guy he can get together with for a long time.
Yeah, that's how the legendary stuff happens, right?
Mm-hmm. That's how it works. That's how it's laid out here, guys. That's how things work out. Let's see who we got next. Oh, Tua finally got some receiver help. Jalen Waddle, one of the top 5 receivers in the draft this year. Just given Tua more ability to succeed there. I think, Tua's a mobile guy. He needs to work on his mechanics a little bit more. But other than that, I don't see it being a bad thing giving him another weapon. Yeah,
I think so too. I just told you my theory. Get the young quarterbacks, young receivers. I saw that what's his name from the Eagles that they got the Heisman Trophy winner, right?
Yeah.
So, like, same thing, same theory. Give the young guys, like, a young starting quarterback, a young receiver, someone that they could grow with.
We're going to get into that, the Eagles getting that wide receiver here in a second, because it was a little bit of a controversial thing that happened with it, but we'll get to it here in a second. Let's see. Penei Sewell, some offensive tackle help from Oregon going to the Detroit Lions. The Sam Bradford days are gone, so they're going to need to beef up that offensive line. I think it's a smart pick. I mean, anytime you're shoring up your offensive line to help protect your new broken quarterback, I mean, that's a good thing. I love Artie's silence. That means
I'm just sorry. The problem is just I don't know too much about these young dudes, and I actually defer to you in football. Like I feel like you know more of who needs what when it comes to football. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, you got to think though. Like, how good were the Detroit Lions this last year? Obviously, not good enough where they had to trade their quarterback to the Rams. So, I mean, it got done, and now they're getting some help there. But, man, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's a good thing. I mean, you always need help at the offensive line. If you have a strong offensive line, you give your quarterback, whoever it might be, the opportunity to succeed. Not all quarterbacks are built the same way. Not all of them are going to succeed at that time, but you're giving them the opportunity. If they're not worried about getting run down, if they're not worried about getting tackled, sacked, whatever you want to call it, then they get a little bit more comfortable and they're able to play better. Yay or nay?
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
And that's what I'm thinking why Detroit went with Penei Sewell, that offensive tackle. So, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Panthers,
sure, I'm definitely with you.
Panthers shored up the defensive back position with J.C. Horn, cornerback out of South Carolina. Another really good pickup. I don't remember the Panthers' defense. I don't remember how good or bad they were. I know they weren't great, but I don't think they were that bad. But this is definitely going to help them out with the on the defensive side, and help at least on one of the side. You know what I mean? I mean,
I agree.
When was the last time you went in the NFL, the fantasy football draft, and picked up the Carolina Panthers defense?
A couple years ago, man. They were kind of good a couple years ago.
There you go. A couple years ago, not in the last year or two.
Right. I agree.
So they're helping out. You know what I mean? They're help shoring up that thing. Patrick Surtain I believe that was the number one cornerback in the draft. Actually got picked up by the Broncos. A lot of the analysts that I was listening to, they were saying, "Wow, A+ for the player, C- for the pick by Denver." They're like, Denver needs so many other things. Why would you waste your pick on the cornerback? Now, we can go back to that whole thing that you always say, best player at the best opportunity to get him. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to pick the best player on the board, even though that's not what you're looking for. Right? You said that to me all the time. Did I lose you, Artie?
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I'm with you, dude. Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure. Like, I take the best player on the board, right?
Yeah. And that's why the Dallas had the 10th overall pick, and they traded down to the number 12 pick and the number 782 or whatever it is from the Eagles. So the Eagles actually moved up to the number 10 spot, picked up the very next best receivers. So they gave Jalen Hurts Devontae Smith, wide receiver out of Alabama. So it's going to be that connection one more time with Jalen Hurts. Here's the thing, though. It's interesting. Not usually do teams trade picks with people in their own division. So it was very interesting to see that the Cowboys, to the Eagles of all people, I think they just didn't want the Giants to get Devontae Smith because they weren't going to take him. They know what they were going to go get was still going to be there a couple picks away. And it's funny because all the NFC East teams, well, not all, 3 of the NFC East teams traded their picks these next 10, 11, and 12. With the 10th pick, it was supposed to be Dallas. Eagles got Devontae Smith, so yay. Jalen Hurts gets a wide receiver, a stud wide receiver. The Giants traded down from 11 to the Chicago Bears, which very, very hilariously, they picked up Justin Fields, the number 5 quarterback on the draft board. They picked him up, and after they signed, I don't remember if you remember this, back in like November or whenever Andy Dalton signed with the Bears, they told him, hey, you're our guy. You're our number 1, man. You're going to start here. And he said, that's the reason why I went over there to the Bears, was to be a starter. The Bears are picking up top 5 quarterback. What does that say for Andy Dalton in your eyes, Artie? What do you think that's telling him?
That was bad news, man. That was really bad news. I was seeing that meme today, and I was like, it's like, dude, that's just, that's the Bears, though, bro.
You want to elaborate a little more on that one?
Like, I just think that's the Bears, dude. Like, they bring that kind of karma onto their team, Like, I just don't. Like, how do you do that? Why do you do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because they gave Andy Dalton some money. They didn't just like, here's $1 million. Come on down. They gave him some money to go over there and be their number 1 guy, and they just drafted what's gonna be their number 1 guy. Now, do you think it'll be a competition for the quarterback spot, or do you think that it'll be Andy Dalton's job to lose?
I think it's going to be a competition I think it's going to be a quarterback competition for sure.
Okay.
I think it's going to be one of those kind of similar to the Niners, where I think they're going to leave it open. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's not going to be like, all right, well, yeah, we did say you were going to be quarterback number 1, and technically you still are.
But
yeah,
we need you to help this guy real quick, and then we'll go from there. How does it feel to train your replacement? No?
Agree.
Yes, no?
Like, I don't know, man. I don't even know what to tell you. Like, I just feel bad. That's a bad situation. I think that's the Bears for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's bad news for the guy, man. I feel bad for him. Like, Andy Dalton's a stand-up dude. He did what he could with the Cowboys. I know the Cowboys wanted to retain him, and unfortunately they weren't able to because he left to Chicago because he said, hey, you're going to be our guy. Come over here, you're our guy. You're not going to sit on the bench. Guess what? You're on the bench now, motherfucker. Let's see. The Cowboys get the number 12 pick from the Eagles. They picked up Micah Parsons, probably the best linebacker in the bunch. Fast guy. He's going to be the new middle linebacker. That's what they're saying. Put Jalen Smith on one side and the Wolf Hunter on the other side, and hopefully everybody stays healthy. There's going to be a big void right there with Sean Lee retiring this last year. So they're hoping that Micah Parsons can go ahead and jump in there in that 4-3 scheme and be able to handle some business on that defense. I think it's really smart. You're fixing your defense. That's the biggest problem that the Cowboys, I believe, had. The defense and the offensive line, I think, are your two main things that you need to be looking at. You got to. There's a bunch of things you can do, but that's my number one thing would be your defense, including the defensive backs, some cornerbacks, and some safety. So hopefully the Cowboys actually do that in this draft and pick up some people or find some people in free agency and figure that out. But I'm good with that pick, man. I'm really happy with that that middle linebacker position right there. That's what 3 years in a row that we've gotten a middle linebacker or a linebacker in our opening draft or in the draft. So it is what it is. We could have had JT Watt, but whatever.
I mean, it's a good pick, though.
It is. It's a really good pick. I'm not mad at it, man. I'm just like, we could have got a cornerback. We could have got a safety. I think that, above all else, is a little bit more important for the Cowboys' defense right now. But, hey, in 6 months, I could be eating my words and going, man, that was a great pick, man. I love this guy. So,
and I think he has the potential to at least be that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, everybody's got a potential to freaking go ahead and be amazing. It's a matter of actually being it or not.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but at least Evan agreed with you and says like that that he loved that pick for you.
Yeah.
You know?
He loved that pick last year. He loved the pick the year before. I need him to stop loving my picks, goddammit. Because
he gets,
every time somebody gets hurt or something's going on.
Right. You think it's like a backwards type of thing?
It is. I need him to be like, bro, I hate you for that. All right, cool. We're going to succeed. It's like when Zeke, he that year we drafted him, he was pissed. He's like, man, you guys suck, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I can't believe you got Zeke, this and that. And Zeke blew up for that first year. You know what I mean? And that's the only year he's fucking blown up, really. But I need him to be the opposite. I need him not to like my picks. Speaking of offensive players, man, Rashawn Slater, he went to the Chargers, so the Chargers are trying to help out their young quarterback by protecting him a little bit. I think that's a very smart move. Keep your quarterback safe. I think we've been talking about. I think we beat that with the dead horse, right?
For sure.
I mean, it's the only way to go. Keep your people safe. In the words of DMX, all right, now get at me, dog. I don't know what he said. I don't know what I said, but I did it. All right, it is what it is. Let's see what else we got here. The Jets with the number 14th pick. They had another pick in the first round. They picked up offensive lineman Ajay Vera Tucker. So they got their quarterback, and now they got one of their offensive linemen there to help protect him. At least they're moving in the right direction. I mean, let's just be real. They could have gone and been weird and picked up a receiver or a running back or a punter, and everybody would have been like, yeah, it's the Jets.
Yeah.
You guys, who got a punter with the number 14 pick? It's the Jets?
Man.
Oh, yeah, it's the Jets. That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's the Jets, for sure. The Jets.
Surprise. Surprise, but maybe not so much surprise. Top 20 quarterback Mac Jones went to the New England Patriots, so he'll be learning from Cam Newton there.
What's he going to learn?
I don't know, not to get hurt, and please don't learn how to dress.
Oh, yeah, or that hairdo. I hate that hairdo.
Learn how to not dress and not have your hair that way.
Yeah.
I'm not hating people eccentric, but, man, dude, like, it looks like the wardrobe drew up on you, man.
Trying too hard.
Way too hard. He's trying. I think the same way, man. I think he's trying extremely too hard to try and be that, like, edgy guy who, like, wears, like, all these, like, stupid, expensive, ugly things. But because they're expensive, that's what matters.
Right. Yeah, man. I don't believe in Cam Newton. I wouldn't be surprised if that ended up being like a quarterback competition there.
Really? You think he doesn't take – because, it's not a top quarterback, but he's up there. He's top 20.
Never know.
You never know. Look at Dak. 4th round pick. Number 1 quarterback. Awesome. We'll see.
Yeah,
let's see. I know, right? We'll see. Cardinals pick up a linebacker, Zaven Collins, which is pretty good. They're just trying to keep their defensive prowess going. The Raiders picked up Alex Leatherwood, an offensive tackle, so they're there as well, trying to protect who do they got over there? Carr, and they're trying to protect their backup Mariota. So either way they go, they just need to protect those guys. Miami had another pick, Jalen Phillips. They picked up a defensive end this time, so it'd be I think Miami, depending on how the rest of this draft goes, that Miami's going to have a very young but dangerous team this coming up season, if not this season, next.
Yeah, well, the expectations aren't very high. You know, when the expectations aren't very high, those are the teams that can sneak up on you and do some damage, you know?
Absolutely. When the expectations are you go 1 and you go 10, like, hey, fucking killed it, bro. Good job.
Right?
I didn't know you were this good.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know you were this good for sure. What do you think about what's the dude from Green Bay, quarterback? They're talking about that he wants out of Green Bay.
Yeah, he said he's not happy with the situation and how things are going in Green Bay. But Green Bay came out and said, hey, we have no interest and he ain't going anywhere. We're going to get him the help he needs to help bring another trophy back to Green Bay.
Was he the MVP this year? He won the MVP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, just shut up, bro. Like, just play the game. What are you not happy about? Like, why? Because it's not like it's them that lost, not winning those playoff games. It's like that dude hasn't really come through late, other than the one time he won the Super Bowl.
But they were talking. People have, I forget who we were talking to. Right, they were talking about the Green Bay Packers have not gotten a first round offensive player to help Aaron Rodgers his entire term with the Green Bay Packers. The only time they got a first rounder is because they traded for him, and it was what's his name that he has this last year. It's the first time. The receiver.
Yeah.
It's the first time he has a first round. What do they call it? A first round pedigree of a player to play with.
That's not true. Because Devontae Adams is beyond a first rounder.
Isn't that
you said pedigree? Pedigree and a first round draft pick are very different.
Okay,
I'm saying we're talking pedigree. Dude, Devontae Adams is about as good as it gets. You know, he's probably the top receiver.
Actual first round pick.
Yeah.
They haven't picked an offensive player in a half minute, and it hasn't been during his tenure.
Oh, they did it. Didn't they pick a quarterback last year?
Somebody to help him. How about that one?
Okay. Yeah, help him pack his bags.
Well, hey, man, he was trying to go to Seattle. He was trying to go to Chicago. He was trying to go to Texas. I mean, he was trying to go a bunch of different fucking places, man. Let us be honest with ourselves, and he's trying to get out of there, I think. Who else we got over here? The Washington football team picked up a linebacker. Right on for them, shoring up that defense. New York came back and picked up Kadarius Toney, who they were looking at on their board. I was paying attention to that one. Wide receiver out of the University of Florida, top 20 receiver coming out of college. So, I mean, he's gonna have the what it takes to be out there and help. What's the I was say Andrew Jones, but Jones, right? The quarterback for New York. Already.
Say that again. I didn't hear the last part you said.
I said so they picked up a top 20 receiver. He's going over there to New York to help. What's the guy, the quarterback for New York's name?
Oh, the BYU guy?
Yeah.
Jones, again, right? You're asking me. I just know what teams and who they are, but I don't know their names, dude.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, but like you said earlier, dude, they need like a whole new turnaround. You know what I'm saying? Like one dude is gonna change that game. But it's good to at least get what I say. Get you your combo, a young quarterback and a young receiver. Right?
Absolutely. And they have Saquon Barkley coming back, so they'll have a three-headed
the other New York team. I thought you meant the Jets.
No.
Oh, okay. Jones. Yeah, you're right. Daniel Jones. Yeah, see, now I know.
All of a sudden, now you know.
Yeah, I don't even know where the hell Daniel Jones came out of college, but I know Daniel Jones for sure. Yeah, man, you're right. Saquon Barkley, but they are lacking like a true elite receiver. You know, they have that tight end that's really good, but always gets hurt, never consistent. Daniel Jones, you know, he's always been like a poor man's version of a really good quarterback, you know, like of a Josh Allen type of a deal.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So, like, it's kind of hard to put a finger on, like, how good of a talent he is. He's had his moments, you know?
Yeah.
So, but is this guy an elite receiver? No. Is he another, like, middle-of-the-pack receiver towards, like, let's say, you know, let's give him a grade, like a rating of an A or B. Is he a B? Probably. Maybe a B.
B plus, I think, as far as the receivers go. Top 20. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If he was that good, he would have gone top 10, but he's definitely a top 20 pick.
Yeah, so B-end receiver, maybe he turns into an elite one. You never know.
Yeah. You never know who you're going to get. All you can do is hope and pray.
All right.
Let's see. The Colts got a defensive end from Michigan, Kwity Paye. The Titans picked up Caleb Farley, cornerback, so they're going to help out their defense as well. Christian Darrisaw, offensive tackle of Vermont, actually went to the Vikings. I had my neighbor, he's a huge Vikings fan. He texted me all over, up and down, yelling and screaming, like, yes, we got an offensive tackle. We're helping the offensive line. And I said, cool, who are you helping him out for? And he put a question mark for me. I'm like, are you going to get a quarterback anytime soon, or are you just keep rolling with what's his name? His name left me right now.
Yo no sé.
For the Vikings, Cousins.
Kurt.
Yeah.
He's still with them? I thought his contract was already about to finish.
Hurt Cousins. No, he's still there.
Yeah.
Kurt, don't look. He'll hurt your eyes. Cousins. So he didn't like that response, but he said, "You're right. We do need another quarterback." So at least they're going to get the offensive line ready for the quarterback, whoever it might be. The Steelers picked up a running back. I'm sorry, Najee Harris, running back for Alabama, one of the top 20, I want to say, running backs in the draft. So he's doing work. They're gonna shore up that running back with Connor. He's gonna be back there trading off with Connor there. So that'll be a pretty good offense. They're gonna try and give Big Ben his last hurrah, get him in and out of there, and hopefully win something again.
Yeah. See them winning another title. I think last year they kind of missed their opportunity. I felt like that was a good shot at running it,
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Right on. I hear our Mr. Cricket is back.
Oh yeah, I'm outside waiting to call tonight, man. It's already way past my bedtime.
Oh yeah, all right. Biggest guy that I saw right here coming in on the back end. Eric Stokes came out and he became the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. So once again, the Green Bay Packers did not pick up a first-round offensive player, which is not going to be good for Aaron Rodgers. But
they picked up another quarterback?
Cornerback.
Oh, corner. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, they're not helping their cause trying to keep him there. So, we'll have to wait and see what the rest of the weekend entails. But let's get you out of here because I know you got to get up early in the morning. I got a slow walk downstairs tomorrow morning, so I'm not too worried about it. But I do appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us on NFL Draft Night. We did talk some baseball. We talked some NFL. Didn't go through all of them just because, one, we're running out of time, and two, the bottom of the barrel, we don't really care who all those other teams are. They're actually pretty good teams. They're only getting better. So fuck those guys. All right, let me get that patent. Artie, goodbye.
Yeah, my friends, make sure we are staying healthy, being safe, wear those masks, take those shots, wash those hands. Let's get out there, and things are slowly moving in the right direction, which makes me happy. I'm excited about having my students on Monday, and I hope you guys have a good weekend, and we'll catch you next week.
All right, guys. Thanks you guys once again. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere else you can find us. You guys, thank you guys. Like, subscribe, follow, do all that other fun stuff. Share us with all your friends, loved ones, and neighbors. Big shout out to Gil in the South Bay Breakers. Our boy Gilbert has started a new business in the YouTube channel called South Bay Breakers. They were on today. They gave us a shout-out, so I'm giving them a shout-out as well. Big shout-out to them. Go check them out on YouTube. They do box openings for cards, baseball, football, basketball, whatever it might be. You have the opportunity to jump in on some raffles and try and win some big cards. I saw some really big, expensive cards going out today. One that they were talking about was an Ezekiel Elliott rookie double autograph. It was 2 of 5. It was worth about $50,000. So somebody won that with. They did put in about $200-300 to get into that raffle, but they did win like a $50,000 card. So kudos to them and what they're doing. I bought a couple little small things and I didn't win anything, so it is what it is. It is gambling, guys. So, anywho, so big shout out to them. We'll catch you guys next week. We love you guys. Stay safe. We'll catch you later.